Alright, let me test this stream real quick and see if this works. Sweet. Yeah, when I'm not playing games, I'm reading these type of novels, cultivation stuff. I love cultivation. So when this game got translated, it's like I gotta buy this right away. I didn't even know this game exists. An amazing cultivation simulator. A lot of you guys are probably like, "What's cultivation?" It's a Chinese genre where a mortal goes through life consuming resources to reach immortality. Most in a sense like that. It's pretty more complex than that, but it's a pretty cliched type of genre too. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of Taoism and Buddhism in this type of genre. If you read the novels, and they usually go for like thousands of chapter. They're really good stuff. Well, what's this? Rendering, camera filter, max game speed. Oh wow, you can change the menu. But the cliche I was talking about is mostly, you know, they go through, I don't know, death and rebirth. Somebody could be transported to another world, and then yada yada yada. You know, they go through challenges, offending someone more powerful than them, and then almost getting killed. But they'll have like an edge, and they'll overcome that, or they meet a master, and maybe fall in love with some chicks. There's a lot of story through the genre, and it's mostly fantasy. You'll see a lot of phoenixes or dragons or you know, mythological creatures like turtles. In the case of this game, we're going to be starting a school, it looks like, for a group of cultivators. So students who are trying to ascend to godhood, and will probably offend some old masters or go through tribulations. But if you want to know more in depth about the genre, definitely look it up. Just very cliched. The classic. But yeah, I didn't even know this game existed. And it's been out for a while. It's the Chinese version. I like this cover better. This is a very, very solid cover. It's very beautiful. I think I'll go with the tutorial. Untitled Sect. Mount Full Moon this year is coming to an end, and the sect leader has retreated into complete isolation in order to practice and reach the golden core state. As for the rest of the sect, they're already in full celebration. So, a lot of you guys are like, what are they talking about? Well, when they cultivate to reach immortality, they go through certain levels. Like they'll be like early core, middle core, golden core, or some BS like that. And it's usually a different word each time, but that's my guess, is that the sect leader, the leader of the sect, or the clan, is ascending a certain level. So he has to go through a tribulation, maybe conquer an inner demon, or something sci-fi, like maybe thunder. Fantasy. Maybe thunder will hit him a million times and he has to withstand it, or he'll lose his cultivation and die. All sorts of stuff. So we'll start the prologue and see how this works. If my guess is correct, this game will have everything that you read from novels in one thing, so that'll be fun. In its own way. Oh lord, this looks a little bit complex. Definitely good stuff. Let's see, new leader. So it's kind of like a RimWorld type of game. A little bit more complex it looks like. What is that? I don't know what that is. That's how you look at the mood. Well, it looks like we're being attacked by the enemy sect. So we're gonna... Oh yeah. Hello. Let's see. Equip a talisman. So we're just going through the tutorial right now. I'm trying to figure out, you know, everything. I think the music volume is pretty loud, but basically trying to figure out how the game is played. Produce. Right, so we're water, wood, fire, earth. Don't know what yellow is. Extinguishes fire. Okay. Interesting. Ah, no. It is a $25 game on Steam. It's not free to play. Gotcha. Yeah, this game just released on Steam. It just got translated from the Chinese version, so apparently it sold like a lot of copies in China. I love cultivation stuff. It's even better when it's kind of like RimWorld. But it looks a lot more complex, so. Alright, we're going to activate a shield that should protect the sect. There's the giant ancient sword. Cauldrons. A lot of Xianxia stuff. This voiceover. Yeah, he's on flying swords. This game gives you a short tutorial and then says, "Hey, guess what? Figure shit yourself." That's great. Oh man, I like it already. I guess there's more tutorial. Wow. Cultivation. So it looks like you can construct buildings, easy, healing other disciples, laws and training. Oh my god, the tutorials are crazy. Development. If you want to really get into this type of game, we're going to have to play every single tutorial and figure out how everything works. Otherwise, if we miss something, we're just going to be running around pretty blind. So, it's always good to do tutorials. It's a step. It's a step through for cultivation. We're learning. It does look like they have a lot of content, and that's a good thing. Content is always good. If you don't understand this type of game, probably wouldn't be able to play it. But if you want to get into it, you might want to look up cultivation and read some novels. Some good places. Just look up Chinese novels that are translated. I read thousands of them every day. I binge read between like 10 different books, couple thousand chapters. Always good stuff. And you kind of understand the type of game this is, or the type of world that you're getting yourself into. But the content looks like it's what you see in a Chinese novel. Okay. Material processing is normally done in corresponding buildings. A workstation tutorials only the basic materials. As the game progresses, the player will unlock more specific material processing stations such as wood processing, stone processing, furnace, etc. for more efficient material processing. Gotcha. Play skip by pressing escape twice. Alright, next level. Yes. Yes, everybody loves the book. I also love books of this. I don't know how many books you read, but the more you read, the better you get. But they're all very, like I said before earlier in the stream, they're all very cliche at the moment. Always offending some master and always getting stronger, or maybe someone saves their life, or, you know. Stuff like that. Oh, put a door. Gotcha. Life. Okay, life is bed. Decoration. Let's put some lamps. There we go. I do too. I read books like this every single day. Before I was playing this game, I was also reading books like this. If I'm not playing games, it's all I read. Oh, so you have to arrange their room. So you can name their room if you want. Wow, it's pretty complex, bare-boned. The effects of the room. The layout of the room. Attractiveness of the room. So you have to assign rooms for them. This is a lot of stuff to take in. Explore. Click there. Speed up. Search it. Okay, so F1 is most of the time F1 is the action. And click the rabbit for exploration. It's a female rabbit. Explorer. Control F. Okay. Alright, see you later. I'll still be playing this though. A vein of rare ores is found, which can be collected if needed. Okay. Okay, the soil information is on the bottom right. It's fertile soil. It can be used for farming. It's fertile, it's healthy, it's filthy, it's got some sunlight, and it's a little bit cold. 0.5 degrees Celsius. Ore veins in fertile soil can be found during exploration. The players can use them for mining and farming if needed. There's farming in this game. Oh boy. So we found a tree. Giant ginkgo found in the exploration. Can also gather key. It's also helpful in rare resources for early stage of training. Key is basically energy. It's Inner energy. Path to cultivation. In the early stages, Lotus is an affordable source for food. Apparently we eat lotuses as food. Yum. Learn basic survival in this tutorial. Alright, so next tutorial. Not bad. Alright, build wells. Build page is B. Work. We're going to build a well. Wait until the construction is finished. Let's go ahead and speed up. Wells can provide a source of clean water for the characters. Water can also be stored in a water vat for contingencies. Alright, use hunt. Click hunt. 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 Or control H. There we go. Speed up time. I don't hear any sound effects though. I wonder why that is. Use hunt to quickly obtain food, but the number of animals is limited and their breeding rate is slow, so farming is necessary for constant resources of food. So we can't hunt forever. Looks like their breeding is slow. So that's why you have males and female rabbits. You can breed them. Alright. Makes sense. You want to collect a male and a female and keep them in a cage of some sort, or ranch them out. Alright, so we created grow plants, wheat. I'm liking this game so far. Common mushroom often grows in an environment of 18 to 23 degrees Celsius and can only grow in the dark. Keep that in mind. Main source of food, despite a long growth period, is resilient and can grow in temperatures between 0 to 40 degrees Celsius and grants a hefty yield to boot. There are many kinds of food in the game. Not only can crops grow in soil, they can also grow in water. Awesome. These guys really went all out on this game. The guys who made this game is absolutely amazing. Put a lot of details into the farming and the resources. And we still got the cultivation to go on. First, let's plan an area for materials and tools in the middle so it would be easy to access them as your sect expands to all directions. Storage, okay. Select the storage, filter it. Filter can be used to plan a detailed storage that allows items to be stored according to their type, elemental attributes, tier, and quality. Remember, when multiple storages are put together, the filter of a single storage will not be applied to the others. So I guess from the elements, it's metal. Okay, yellow is metal. So the elements in this game is metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Get rid of consumables, close that. We need low temperature storage for this type of resources. Some resources will spoil. So if we need to put resources in here and we don't want it to spoil, I'm guessing you put ice resources in here. Next, we plan a storage area for food near the kitchen for more efficient access while cooking. A closed room helps adjust the temperature for better storage of food. Or not. Went too far in depth. Let's see. Alright, so we got to make a storage in here in a closed room. Filter it. Tool. Miscellaneous. Material. Gear. Only consumables. Gotcha. Got it, got it, got it. Interesting. But can't we store, if you think outside the box, you want to store ice attribute items with food because it keeps cool it down. Like it acts as a refrigerator. That's my thought on it. Once there are too many items in store, the player can expand and plan other storages for detailed management and easier access for the inflow of resources. Okay. Check the temperature. Okay, what's the temperature? Negative 1.2 degrees Celsius. Because the room is closed area, room temperature can be adjusted by placing a source of heat. Huh. Place item. What is that? I was right. Negative 6.1 degrees Celsius. Room temperature is down. A larger room temperature will be more difficult to adjust and requires more sources of heat to rise. Now we secured food and other materials in separate storages. As the game progresses, it may require more detailed categorization, and so on. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next level tutorial. Let's see. A refugee escaping the war is passing by and he wishes to join you. Okay. In the game there will be refugees asking to join the sect. It is a good opportunity for expansion, but growing too fast will put pressure on infrastructure and food provision. So, please consider carefully. So here's the refugee. We're going to accept him in. And his name is Yan Qian. Okay. Welcome, Yan. You've gained a new character. Each character excels at a type of work. Open the work schedule menu and arrange suitable work for each character. Okay. Work. Type of work you see. Yan. Let's make him a healer, huh? Sense and action. Affects the speed of creating medicine and their effectiveness of treating physical wounds. Curing ordinary diseases, making medicine. Interesting. So we're going to make him a healer. We're going to make him a miner. You assign work with characters and providing a suitable tool can greatly improve their work efficiency. Okay. Produce. Pickaxe. Boom. Assigning a suitable job to a new disciple helps improve work efficiency for a whole sect. When arranging different jobs, different tools should be provided to disciples to increase their individual efficiency. So if you read a lot of these novels and a lot of sect, it's about group work. You'll have disciples that, in the clan you have disciples that are healers, you have disciples that are fighters, you have disciples that are crafters, and it seems like this game follows that path of cultivation. Like you're gonna set up people that are good for different jobs because it's their skill. But it doesn't mean they're useless. They can always become, more powerful as time goes on. I'm pretty sure outer disciples are basically people who are the noobs. They're outside of the clan. They're not in the inner circle yet. And then once they get into the inner circle, of course, they become an elder and they become like a sect leader. The sect leader is the clan leader, but there's a lot of hierarchy in a sect that you have to go through to prove yourself. So select the bed, assign them to this bed. I'll put Yan there. Please be careful of the intentions. Please pay careful attention to the character's mood and satisfy their needs to ensure that the sect runs more efficiently. Besides waiting for refugees to join, the player can send inner disciples out to find new characters to join or participate in a special event to recruit new disciples after establishing the sect. The player can explore these advanced content while playing the game. So I was right. The inner disciples are going to be doing the job of recruitment. Learn basic healing. Alright, let's go to basic healing tutorial. Ooh. So I'm kind of getting the gist of this gameplay. It's not too bad. Click medicine. Each medicine in the game has its own effect. For example, healing balm treats wound. Bone healing balm treats bone fractures. Healing pills treat internal organs. When the medical supplies are inefficient, injured disciples might not be treated in time, so please pay close attention to the storage of the medicine. Yes. Yes, that's awesome. So that's really, really in-depth right there. Different healing mechanics. Balm is for wounds, right? Bone is for your bone. Pills are for internal injuries. It's like I'm playing a damn novel. Alright, healer. The player can place the cursor on the position healer to see its requirement for related works and other relevant work. Affects the speed of creating medicine and effectiveness of treating wounds. Sense and action. Okay. So we're going to put him there. Put him there and make him produce medicine. Bombs. Oh wow, there's also laxative, stone powder, frost powder, pain relievers. So he's going to craft some medicine. There may not be many herbs in the wild, so players can plant an herb garden. Alright, so there's a misspelling. Plant an herb garden and advance to ensure a steady supply of herbs. Let's fix that later on. Hopefully they'll fix it. This game is pretty good. Alright, so he's hurt. Alright. Click on the health on the bottom. He's got a left thigh bone infection. That's the injury. It's a bone injury. So we need a bone medication. Healer. Priority. Healer. Okay, so prioritize the job. Oh, he's just healing himself in there. When a disciple set as a healer is injured, it is possible that no character will treat the disciple. The player can assign the healer's job to another disciple and adjust the work schedule and priority, or interrupt any disciple's current action in order to treat the injured disciple. Alright. So the injury is healing, which means the disciple has been effectively treated. Alright, so it is healing. Okay. There are other items in the game that improve healing effects, such as Talisman, Acupuncture. Waiting for the player to explore. Okay, so you have to figure it out yourself. Learn the methods and meaning of foundation training for outer disciples in this tutorial. Yes! So, now we're going to the cultivation. Training. To the path to immortality. So, first you have to train the foundation. Maybe train their physical, meditation. As shown in an image, if an outer disciple skips their daily training routine, their foundation will be reduced by 1k. Even a disciple who has completed their foundation training is no exception. An outer disciple foundation training is only complete when their foundation reaches 25,000. Or 25k. This is the foremost requirement of becoming an inner disciple. So foundation, foundation, foundation. Work hard. Alright, so work. Train. So we're gonna mess with their schedule and make sure they train. So let's go ahead and build a training spot. That makes sense. Alright, and we're gonna pass time, and now the disciple should be training, and they are. Horse dance. The player can arrange and adjust the timetable for outer disciple training to ensure that they follow their daily training routine. An outer disciple who has activated hard work will train outside of their daily work. Disciples with certain tasks can gain foundation faster. Remember earlier I was talking about how cultivation requires consumption of certain materials? Here we go. So, bear gall. So if he eats this medicine, then they're going to get a certain amount of training. This guy goes to training. Anytime. The player can use the status menu in the bottom at any time to quickly access information on an outer disciple foundation and adjust their training strategy. Alright, so we're going to eat the bear gall. The gallbladder of a bear. And I guess this picture right here is the foundation, like at his knees, at his legs, moving up. Items like pills and elixirs can also be eaten to quickly gain a lot of foundation. There are also other ways to accelerate foundation training waiting for players to explore. And again, we have to figure it out ourselves. The next thing we're going to learn about in this game is suitable laws. In sort of cultivation novels in fantasy, they have to learn certain things from certain laws from their masters, and my guess is it's to do with like chaos laws, or it's just intelligence, luck, constitution, charisma, personality, I guess, and potential. That's what I think. Potential, personality, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So in order to gain immortality, we have to follow a certain law, blah blah. They did it with stats. This disciple has been successful in establishing their foundation. Promote them to inner disciple. So we're going to promote them. Choose a law. Disciple is not suitable for the current law. Please check if another disciple matches the law. Matches 50%. What? Alright, we'll go to this disciple. Promote. Compatible element. Player can use the law matching chart to see if the disciple is suitable to practice the law. The higher a disciple's 5 attributes are, the better they will match the law. So different disciples may have different matching laws. This law is suitable for women. So the sunflower refining law, grand chariot wisdom, 6-path incarnation. So this one is for a woman. Okay. Basically, laws are different ideology through immortality. Could be the master of fire, could be master of water, master of intelligence. I mean, I'm guessing from this game it seems like it's and certain kung fu. So they have certain abilities in kung fu. So different laws will enable different things, like maybe a disciple will go flying through the air on swords, or they'll shoot fireballs from their fist, or maybe they can lose an arm and regrow it. It's kind of like mutation. Think about it that way. Mentor. So this is the mentor. So we're gonna, and she's gonna mentor the other person. Or it looks like she's getting mentored. Teach. A master can teach their disciple the manuals they have learned. When a master teaches the manual, it will cost less inspiration. When a disciple is promoted to an inner disciple, they can choose an inner disciple in the state of golden core or higher to be their master. When the disciple law is the same as the master, the disciple practice will be more efficient. Auto mode. The player can click here to set the training mode to auto, so that the disciple will automatically change their training mode if needed. The player can click here to set the training mode to auto, set the blah blah blah. Okay. Disciples will plan their own cultivation training schedule. Got it. Player can click here to set the training mode to practice, so that the disciple will continue to gain a large amount of experience during the practice. Continue practicing a law until it reaches the limit. Mind. Continue to adjust mental state until pristine mind. Train. Train automatically for increased inspiration XP. Got it. After the disciple becomes an inner disciple, there will be 4 more training modes, each of which responds to inner disciples' different needs for their practice. For example, practice is mostly to gain experience for faster breakthrough. Seek peace is to improve mental state in case the disciple becomes enthralled. Training is to gain inspiration from the study of manuals, and the players can choose auto to let inner disciples adjust their own training pace. The players can select different training modes according to each inner disciple's individual needs. Huh. This is a lot of stuff to take in so far. Okay, check the stamina. Almost no stamina. The player can place the cursor on the stamina pill to see its effect. Okay, so stamina pill, elixir. Doesn't gather any key. It's not very attractive, it's common. Tier, it's a spirit relic. No quality. Well, it's just a regular pill. Eat it. Go here. Practice. Inner disciple can also consume food and convert it to stamina, or increase the consumption rate of food for gaining rate of stamina to improve the conversion effects from food to stamina. So auto eat. Cultivation. Ah, there we go. Auto eat is on. Automatically prioritize the consumption of helpful elixirs. There are many items that increase stamina or gaining rate of stamina, or the gaining rate of stamina, such as rare medicine and treasures, elixirs, talisman, etc. Ooh. Learn the meaning of key absorption and fasting and the difference between the two in this tutorial. Okay, let's go. Alright, next step. Player can place a cursor on the fasting pill. Food. Equilibrium 30. An inner disciple has trained their ki to the extent that they absorb energy from the surrounding environments and no longer need to eat food. So, during the path of immortality, when a certain, I guess, in cultivation, a certain person reaches a certain level, they don't need to eat anymore. They can absorb the energy in the air, the ki. So, eating becomes irrelevant. Well, they'll eat medicines and stuff to get stronger, but that's good. No more food. So the trees give them energy, the water gives them energy, the sky, the air. It's okay. Check the pill. This pill, Anita pill. Eat elixir. It's got food in it. Looks like it's just a regular pill. So we're gonna go ahead and he needs food. Go ahead and eat that. The reason for ki absorption is to gain energy from the environment in order to maintain the level of hunger and thirst. The more efficient a disciple absorbs ki, the better they can convert food to stamina. When an inner disciple consumption of food and water increase, the amount of stamina converted will increase too. Easy enough. Learn how to craft artifacts, concoct elixirs, and draw talisman in this tutorial. Sweet! Now we're getting to the fun stuff. Artifacts, weapons, flying swords, all types of different crazy weapons. Alright, so After a disciple becomes an inner disciple, there will be new interactions waiting to be activated by building these unique buildings. Okay. Alchemy. This is the person who makes the pills. So alchemy is through this bell-looking thing. Gotcha. Loop 10 times. Okay. So make 10 pills, I guess. There you go. Improves the body ability to generate stamina. Increases hunger consumption rate and stamina conversion rate for 7 days. Got it. Stamina pill. Concocting elixirs not only needs the basic materials for elixirs, but disciples also need to increase their alchemy level to learn other elixir recipes in order to concoct more advanced elixirs. The players can also use loot to concoct elixirs in batches or cancel the loot to stop concocting. Okay. Alright, so that's crafting. Artifact. We need mental state to craft, okay. Success rate, insignificant key. The player can place the cursor on Holy Stone Sword to check its material and tier, and success rate and requirements for crafting are also shown above. Got it. The player can place a cursor on the Greystone Blade to check the materials. Okay, so 2,000. Success rate is 10%. So it looks like we're going to go for that. So that person is now crafting right here. Any common material can be used to craft artifacts, but it will cost an amount of key. The higher the tier, the more key it's needed. The success rate for artifact crafting is positively associated with the disciple's mental state as well as their artifact crafting level. Gotcha. Draw agility talisman. Okay, so talisman, and it looks like talisman in this game are, of course, invisibility, story, heat resistance, so buffs. Oh, holy shit. You draw your own talisman. That's dope. So it looks like they're using, it's probably paint or most likely blood. When a cultivator used their blood, it enriches the talisman. That's really cool that they did this to the game. So you draw your own talisman, and depending on, I guess, how well you draw it is how powerful it is. I don't know. It's just for fun. Yes. It's a one-use item. You can't always use it. Once you use the talisman, it gets destroyed. So think of it as a piece of paper. Bite your finger, use your blood, boom, it becomes a buff item. I know it's weird fantasy stuff. A lot of people are like, what's going on? As shown in the produce page, there are a few different kind of talisman paper which will have different bonus effects after talisman is drawn. Wow, even the paper has its own tier. Alright. How well the player draws the talisman will be the quality of the final product, which is also an important factor that influences this effect. So if I suck at drawing, then my talisman will probably be shit. The player can place the cursor on the rubbish to see how much ki it has absorbed and stored. Okay. What are we looking for? The player can place the cursor on rubbish to see. Okay, we did this already. Smelt it. Rubbish. Ooh. So here's the cool thing. Looks like the rubbish became spirit stones. In this game, various items will gradually absorb ki from nature. And the disciple can smelt them to obtain spirit stones and dispose of unneeded resources. From reading a lot of novels, my guess is spirit stone is going to be something that you can consume for either cultivation, or we can sell it and use it as currency. Stuff like this in novels are used as currency because it can be consumed for ki or power. In this tutorial, learn the main factors that affect the cultivation speed of an inner disciple and the effect of these factors. Alright, so let's see. The law, how well the character's main stats in the cultivation law matches. The player can place the cursor to see the info on law matching and practice menu. The better the law matches, the more efficient the cultivation will be. So you want to match elements with element. Key with key, law with law. Whatever the stats of the disciple is. So the complexity is figuring out your disciple. You're basically the teacher. You got to figure out your disciples' powers. You got to figure out their stats and what will improve their training to become powerful, to reach immortality, of course. Looks like aid. Cultivation bonus provided by the character's master. The player can place the cursor to see the info on the master and disciple in the practice menu. If assisted by the master in a high cultivation state, a disciple cultivation speed will increase. It will be more efficient if the master and disciple train using the same law. So, we want to find a master that can help them. The current location's coziness grants a bonus to your cultivation. You gain a bigger bonus by using higher level material. Gotcha. Season. Players can place the cursor to see the info on season in the practice menu. Seasons have different bonus effects for disciples depending on the elemental attributes of their laws. So it is important to choose a suitable season for cultivation and breakthrough. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. 4 seasons. The player can place the cursor to see the info on the mood. And practice. An inner disciple mood to some extent affects the cultivation, and the disciple in a better mood will often train more efficiently. Mental state. We can see the mental state. If an inner disciple mental state affects the cultivation, and disciple in an unstable mental state may be enthralled. It is important to maintain a stable mental state during cultivation. So if something is affecting their mind, they can't cultivate real well. Gotcha. It's easy to understand. Law. What type of law? What element? What's aiding them material-wise? The amount of ki they can do. The coziness here isn't good. It's not the right season. Positive mood. Mental state, don't know. I guess these are unsure. Unsure in aid, unsure in mental state. Gotcha. Next tutorial, learn the source and effect of ki. Alright, let's go. Whew. Now we're going to learn about ki. Ki that exists in nature can be absorbed by most items, buildings, and plant. An inner disciple can absorb and convert the natural ki into their own. Also use other methods to absorb ki from items, buildings, and plants. Alright, so click on the disciple. That's his ki. Regeneration. So it looks like we're getting 2.01 per second. Cultivation. Ki is good. Environment's granting bonus ki. The player can let their inner disciples practice in a place with higher ki density that helps to increase the cultivation speed and quickly recover their ki. So, take a vine, and we're going to place it on this pedestal. And that's a jade essence, and we're going to place it on that pedestal. And this says it's a spirit wood. I'm going to place it on this pedestal. So, items by the elements. We get to see .25 and 3 range. This one, attractiveness is magnificent. It's a treasure. 20 ki gather and range of 4. An item ability to condense key is positively associated with key gathering, and the key density around the item will slowly increase as well. A wider range of key gathering means it will affect the key density of a larger area. Therefore, key is always flowing from area with low key gathering to those with higher key gathering. Alright, so let's go check the tree. In the game, not only can items condense key, but some plants, buildings, locations have the same effect and can be used as key condensers to affect the change of key density in the environment. The player can utilize them to create unique environment of key. Alright. So we're going to learn the interaction between the 5 elements now. The elements are the top: metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. So we're going to check the element diagram. Metals begets water, overcomes wood. Okay. In the game, the player needs to use the interactive rules between the 5 elements on many occasions. Please feel free to click this button to check the interaction. Okay, so let me look at this again. Building operational. Alright, so what are we doing? The players can place the cursor on the rocky terrain to check the elemental stats of the place. Metal elements as high as shown. Got it. That's water element. Got it. After building an observatory, the player can click Feng Shui and move the cursor to inspect the elemental stats of a different location in order to know the elemental interaction in a certain area. Boom. So, we got the laws of the 5 elements. Attribute is not matching. That's not good. Player needs to check the item. Ah, fire. Alright, so switch it out. Much better. We got rid of metal, and we switched it with, what was it, fire? And let's look at their mental state. Much better element for them. Better law. Everything in the game has elemental stats. The player can check the 5 element diagram to see the elemental stats and range of effects. The players can also change 5 elements in an environment by placing or moving items, making buildings, laying floors, growing plants, etc. So lots of ways in this game for the elements. Okay, in this tutorial, learn the effect of mental state, the relation between mood and how mental state, and how to store it. What? You can store it? Alright. Zhang Lishu is mentally unstable. Alright, the mood. Breakdown. Okay, so that's their mood at the bottom left. The mental state of an inner disciple affects not only their efficiency of their cultivation, but also success rate of their breakthrough, elixir concocting, and artifact crafting. Generally, a stable mental state benefits the cultivation. Changes in mood greatly affect the mental state, as it will deteriorate faster and recover more slowly when the mood is too low, and when the mental state is too low, the disciple might be enthralled and lose control. They might go apeshit and start going evil. Maybe blow up a few places or kill a few people. Not gonna be surprised. So we need to get their mental state back up. A character's mental state affects the efficiency and success rate of training-related action. Got it. It will take some time to recover a disciple mental state by seeking peace. So when it's an emergency, other methods need to be applied to restore mental state. Purity leaf. Oh. Pills? Eat it. Eat the pills. And the mental state has gone back up, which is good. Items like elixirs, treasures, and rare medicines can be used to restore an inner disciple's mental state to ensure it is stable. Besides these, there are other items that can restore or improve mental states, such as miracles, talisman, manuals, decorations, feng shui, relics, etc., waiting for the players to explore. We have to figure it out ourselves. Now we're going to learn the breakthrough method. If this game is true to novels, breakthroughs means that a character will have to go through a trial or a tribulation of some sort. I'm pretty sure we're going to get like lightning hitting the character like 100 times, and if they don't survive through it, they die. Let's go see if that happens. At least I hope it happens. Players can check the info of the disciple's current limit. Use one body to bellows to stoke true fire and reforge one's bone in preparation for shaping the fire pill. If it goes wrong, the true fire will invade one's bone and cause depletion of the marrows. Think twice before breaking through. Yes. So, in novels, if you read the novels or the cultivation novels, usually they go through a phase where to get to the next level, you have to train, you have to go through a trial, and if you fail this trial, something will happen. Maybe you'll break your bone, burn to pieces, lightning strike can kill you, so on. So, it looks like they did that really well in this game. When an inner disciple practice reaches a limit in the current state, they can only begin the next phase after a successful breakthrough. So it's especially important to know the methods for breakthrough. There are many ways to break through a limit. For example, relying on an environment and chance, going on adventures, reliving the life of an outer disciple, surviving a tribulation. there it is. Of thunder, etc. Wow. This tutorial teaches how to rely on environment and chance. Really cool. So there's multiple ways to break through. And it seems like they took every way in novels and put it into this game. Like reliving life, going on adventures, maybe participating in tournaments and so on. Cool stuff. Use one body as bellows to stoke the true fire and reforge one bones. If this goes wrong, okay, we know what this is going to happen. Alright. So the weather's not good, and yin and yang is not good. The season is not right. Everything else is unsure. Disciples need to rely on the combined effect of different factors to break through a limit. It is crucial to know how to check the chance of breakthrough. Wow. He's really just gonna let me break through it. It's 30% chance. Don't do it, dude. Still 30% chance. Shallow water. Oh. 40% chance of breaking through. Alright, so let's go break through with this disciple. He has a 40% chance of breaking through. If not, he's just going to break his bones. And he did it. Oh, he did not do it. Wait, did he make it? When choosing a location for breakthrough, a place with high bonus can increase the chance of successful breakthrough. Failing a breakthrough sometimes can cause damage to the disciples, but sometimes it adds a small amount of XP bonus for the next breakthrough. A disciple can only begin the next phase after a successful breakthrough, and some limit will give the disciple stats bonus after it is broken through. So, this tutorial will learn what inspiration is, how to obtain it, and the relationship between learning manuals and attainment. Cool. More complex stuff. Cultivation. Inspiration. Inspiration points. Alright. Let's see what that is. Reflects the cultivator's overall ability. Characters with high attainment have the more difficult time learning new abilities, and they suffer from increasing inspiration costs. Attainment is unavailable for the law of Shendao. High attainment is more difficult time learning new abilities. Got it. So lower attainment is better. And their disciples will keep gaining inspiration during cultivation, which can be used to learn various manuals to improve their abilities. Inspiration needed to learn a new skill increase as attainment becomes higher. Got it. Inspiration. Lunar form. Refine one physical form using the yin chi and animates from the light of the moon. Result in gender reversal if the cultivator practicing is male. Transform your energies and body to pure yin, increases ki, and greatly increases artifact power. So basically refining the physical form with the power of the moon, and reverses the gender if it's a male. So the guy becomes a girl because it's yin energy. Alright, so we're going to learn that. It's better for women to learn this. Moon energy. Alright, got it. Inner disciples can not only use inspiration to learn or advance their manual studies, but also increase their levels of skills and learn unique single manuals like travel diaries and elixir recipes. Disciples can learn manuals from their master or study them in the manual pavilion. And they can also learn new manuals during adventures. However, a disciple cannot learn a new manual when their inspiration is insufficient. So we're going to train. Boom. And we got to wait. Alright, cultivation. When there is a plus above the inspiration button, it means the disciple can learn a new manual. When an inner disciple earns enough inspiration for a new manual, it will automatically show a plus here to notify the player to check this info. Got it. So look for the plus sign. Alright, inspiration. To gain some inspiration through training. Good. Enlightenment pill. It's called a Eureka pill. So we're going to eat that. Let's see. Inspiration. Holy shit, what the? That number, like, went up to 422,000. What the hell? It jumped from like a couple thousand to a lot. Now we can learn different stuff. When the disciple is in urgent need of a lot of inspiration to learn a key skill, the player can use other ways to gain it fast, such as elixirs, adventures, events, branch training. The disciple's mental state, intelligence, and learning speed can also affect the increased rate of their inspiration. Learn the different kinds of injuries for inner disciples and how to heal them. Oh my god. So outer disciples can get certain injuries that are easy to heal, while inner disciples will have mental and also probably more difficult injuries to heal. Fu is hurt. Alright, let's look at his. Uh-oh. So he has an alien key that's happening to him, and he becomes completely corrupted in the seconds 1.9 days. So in 1.9 days, he's going to be corrupted. Probably becomes evil and starts killing everybody in the sect. So we want to cure that. Scorching pain. Inner damage can only be healed by inhibiting the correct elixir. Cold damage. Failing weathered. Alien key. Gotcha. There are mainly 6 types of inner injuries. That is spirit, metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Actions like failed breakthroughs, fighting enemies, eating food with too much ki can all cause these types of inner injuries. If not treated in time, it's likely for the disciple to die. So the complexity of the game goes to eating the food with too much ki can also kill you. So you can't just like gobble every food down. You have to be careful with the stats of the disciple. And then of course failing the breakthroughs, fighting enemies, and everything else. There's probably more stuff we don't know. So I'm going to go here, alchemy. We're going to make some spirit powder. It's made from ginseng. It can stimulate one's meridian channels and cure injuries with spirit tag. Got it. Ki flow. Pill that can neutralize disordered ki within one's body is capable of effectively curing injuries with the spirit tag. So we want that. We have one of that. We're going to feed it to Fu. Will recover fully in 4 seconds. Cool. For each type of inner injuries, there are different corresponding elixirs. As inner disciples learn more elixir recipes, there will be more elixirs to treat inner injuries. Each elixir has a different effect in use, so ensure at least one disciple learns these recipes so they can concoct the elixirs if needed. Alright, so we're going to jump over here. Set your power in motion to cure a target's inner injuries. The healing effect is related to the amount of healer's ki. That is the sect leader using inner power to heal him. Right middle finger that was lost is now cured. So, superpower healing. Inner disciples can also use panacea, a miracle with special effects to treat injured disciples in the sect. A disciple with higher ki can treat the others better. This miracle is very important for treating inner injuries, and it's better to teach more disciples in case of emergency. So you want to teach them the power of healing without using elixirs or any items. This tutorial will learn the different functions in the sect menu and how reputation and place in the alignment of ethics affect the sect. Ooh. We're in about almost a 2-hour tutorial. Well, 1 hour and 14 minutes so far, but it's a very complex game with a lot of elements to it, which is very good. And I'm digging it. I love it because I understand it. If you're going to play this, I highly recommend you at least read a novel or something, or at least have some knowledge about cultivation novels, like just some of the fantasy stuff. It'll give you, or play the game. It's going to be complex to learn, but if you get into it, you kind of get the gist of things. It's not too complex. I mean, well, it is complex, but at least you understand some of the elements of the game. Plus, it's good for you to read. Once the player has an inner disciple, they can check and manage the sect. Alright. So we're going to look at the sect. Recognized. You gain reputation by various actions pertaining to the sect. Reputation affects the difficulty of attacking enemies. Reputation affects the sect size. So, if the sect is very popular, and so on. My guess is it's going to attract the more powerful sect will want to destroy it, steal the treasure, and so on. Because in the world of cultivation, everybody's jealous of your power. Everybody wants to be more powerful than you. Sometimes they can be peaceful. Most of the time, no, that's not the case. Everybody wants to destroy you. Good or evil. Whether you lean towards being good or evil affects the choices during events and how you develop. Recommendation and books. If you want to read cultivation books, dude, I read so much cultivation. There's an author I really liked. One of my first few cultivation books is what is? I'm trying to think. Let me look it up. Look it up now. So there was a guy, the author by the name of I Eat Tomatoes. He made a lot of novels I really like. There was one really, really popular one that everybody probably knows. It's got about like a couple thousand chapters. Coiling Dragon. Yeah, check out Coiling Dragon. Coiling Dragon was a really good novel I liked. Maybe for basics. But there's a lot of cultivation novels, my friend. There's a lot out there. You can read it from places like... I'll give you some sites right now. Some of them you gotta pay for, like webnovel.com. Yeah, I Eat Tomato is a pen name. It's a pen name for an author. But there's a lot of novels you can pick up. If you want to know some places to read novel for free, go to novelupdates.com, and it'll point you in the right direction, give you some introduction to the novel. You know, you can find out what novel you really want to read, what basically perks your taste. Maybe you want to read a harem novel. Maybe you want to read one about just some guy that just goes around and starts killing everybody for no reason. Maybe you want to read about an evil character or a really good character. It really depends on what you want to read. There's so many cultivation novel, it's ridiculous, and they all have like a sort of a cliche type of element. So we're gonna select a meal. Okay, back to the game. Once the player selects a sect meal, disciples will automatically issue a cooking order 2 hours before mealtime. Considering the current storage of food, the players can select different meals to improve disciples' diet. When stored food is sufficient, the players can also cancel selection. But yeah, reading the novel will help a lot because you get like a sort of a understanding of the laws and how the sect worked and how people reaction are to each other. It's pretty funny stuff. So, laws of the sect. Here shows the laws acquired by the player sect in different categories. Players who cultivate worldly laws can only reach the core shaping phase, while golden core laws can only reach the golden core phase, and the other laws type vary. Here shows the detailed information on law type, law matching states, and law, etc. What is the inspection tree? So these are basically the trees, the cultivation, or the meditate, or the type of law. Lunar law. What's the inspiration for the laws? Okay, gotcha. And I'm not gonna lie to you, some of those novels are pretty graphic. Like, people get killed. Oh yeah, they get gutted. Usually the heroes, it's pretty bloody. So make sure you read the one that's for you, man, because it can get very, very graphic. Mostly exploding into a pile of blood or guts, you know, that kind of stuff. But the more able to branch later, the more bonuses the disciples in the branch will gain. Once a branch is established, branch areas can be planned through buildings.
which provide bonus effect for disciples. Changing or retiring the sect leader will also affect the disciples. So we're going to establish a branch. Disciple list. So we can expel disciples. Dong. Sharo. Alright. What's going on here? Direct descendants of the way of the supreme clarity in the mortal realm, located at the top of Mount Sunshade. Its pillars. Oh, diplomacy. Got it. Alright, so the different type of sect that we can fight, we got Kunlun Palace, Sky Dome Palace, Purple Cloud Temple, Mystic Unity Sect. And each of them, that's really cool. Each of them has a point of interest, like the Pit of Doom is an evil sect. They believe in the Earth Mothers. The way of dual extremities is the ultimate technique in the sect secret codex. Allows one to harness the key of metamagnet deep within the Earth crust and incorporate it into their body to form a strong magnetic field. Anyone not following the same law will be negatively affected if coming within 300 meters of them, feeling extremely uncomfortable and key flow disturbed. Thus, the sect is extremely hard to infiltrate. There's mysteries even among cultivators. This is another evil sect, based on a reunion isle. Its main disciples are all females, known to the rest of the world for their skilled extraction of ki from men. So that's another novel thing. If you read novels, there are sects like these. These are your typical sect, a huge faction of evil located deep in the Great Western Desert. So the Exultant Sect are a bunch of women that basically fucks the shit out of men and then steals their energy. So what happened is they become skeletons or bags of bones. By stealing their ki, they gain power to reach immortality. The sect needs to be wiped off from the face of the earth. That's disgusting. Of course, there's a sect for men like that too, but you know, that sect must go. An all-female evil sect is in this game. All right. So we're gonna set some diplomacy with some of the sect. Sunshade Abode. Sect functions play an important role during the game, and players can use them to develop their own sect and plan different strategies. So different sect that we... Oh, my friend, it is not a good way to die. You think it's a good way to die, but if you read a lot of the novels, it is not a good way to die. They suck your energy, bro. You don't remember anything. You probably die in pain. Supposedly in novels, when you die from that kind of stuff, it's like you're living a life of 100 hell. Like you go through like 100 years of pain, and you don't realize what's going on. Yeah. And then your soul gets drained. Oh, my friend, you never read. Oh, those. Yeah, it's a different type of fantasy, but it's really good stuff. Really good, and it's very popular. Even though the element of the genre is a cliche, like a lot of times, you'll hear the same stories over and over again. Like someone will get strong, and they go through a bunch of trials. So we're gonna go, and then they offend somebody, and then they gotta kick their ass, and they're weak, but then somebody saves them, or they either have a skill that's powerful that they bring along with them from another world, and so on. It's very cliche. I've read so much of it, it's ridiculous, but the good thing about it is you can never get bored of them for some odd reason. They're always, I don't know, it's a type of genre. If you like it, you'll like it. Alright, the brownstone table is a feng shui building of earth element, so it's affected by the interaction of the 5 elements in the environment. In feng shui mode, the building is yellow or red, it means feng shui is bad. So yellow or red is bad. The current building is red, which is clear if affected by a counteractive element. Parasol lumber is an item of wood element. It affects the metal around it. Gotcha. Parasol lantern is a decoration of wood element that affects the elemental environment around it. So we need to place different items in here. Demolish it, demolish it. So basically what we're doing right now is trying to affix the element of the room. Right? You don't want certain elements in here. That lowers the element quality of another element, or that goes against that element. And in order to understand the elements in this game, you have to look at the element chart and how it counteracts each other. Having the igneo-copper lantern has improved the fire element and the environment. Got it. See that? We want fire in here. Due to the change in elemental environment, the brownstone table is affected by the fire elements and the environment that begets with the table earth elements. The feng shui has become better. Alright, the feng shui is good. The brownstone table is affected by the fire element and the environment that begets with... Okay, we know that. The player can change the 5 elements surrounding a feng shui building. To change the feng shui of the room in turn affects that of the room. So, if you're in a room and you're trying to study water, you want the room to be water. You don't want it to be another type. I believe crampedness, bedroom, feng shui, leakage. Okay, so it gives you the details of the elements in the room. Okay, so let's figure out. Cramped or empty layout of the room will impair the feng shui. Okay. So multiple doors facing the same direction is bad, so on and so on. A lot of mysticism, Taoism stuff. In this tutorial, learn the core. It's so much stuff to gather in this game, dude. I'm so lost in some of this stuff right now, but I think I'll figure it out in time. It's like the strategy is figuring everything out and then learning it. It becomes like riding a bike once you understand these type of games. It just takes time to learn. Cultivation, laws of the 5 elements. Disciple law is metal. So we need to assign a room of earth element to this disciple. Okay. This room has a high fire element, and fire is not suitable for metal because fire burns metal. He needs something to counteract the law, so he wants to go this way. So it's got to be earth. You don't want fire. You see how the star diagram is drawn? Okay, so we're going to do that. So this room has high earth elemental, which is this. Earth elementals begets metal. So it's suitable. So we want to build the room, life, bed. And we want to use the right spirit blocks. Alright, there we go. Rotate with R, got it. I'm going to select the resident and we're going to assign the person into this room. There you go. A bed, a cushion, or a throne can all be used as a training spot. Its main material should be of the same element as the inner disciple's law. We're going to make a lamp, but we're going to make it out of brown stone block, which is wood, right? You can probably see the symbol in the top left. Each item has a top left symbol. So this one's earth. So we're going to do that. Furnitures. We're going to put some vases in here. We're also going to make it out of earth. We're going to put it, a sensor. Main feng shui building in the inner disciple room is usually the bed, cushion, throne, etc. Rooms that contain these feng shui buildings are usually bedrooms that should face south. Oh god. The key to planning an inner disciple room is to use decoration of the elements that begets that of the disciple's law. An oil lamp of earth elements begets the disciple's metal law. So use metal material to build the training spot. Interesting. In this tutorial, learn the necessary information related to trade and how to trade with merchants. I'm kind of so glad I'm doing this tutorial, and if you're watching this, you're also kind of learning the game if you're interested in playing this, because it's an almost 2-hour tutorial. This game is pretty complex. From everything from crafting to the elements of room to training your disciple to the sex, the diplomacy, it's got everything. It's pretty intense. It's good stuff. Okay, so we're going to use that as trading. We're going to make this a trade area, and we're going to fast forward time. So that's a trading area. Every time a merchant comes, they will bring a large amount of resources, so prepare the items that need to be traded beforehand in case you miss the trading time. So we're now at the merchant trading screen. We're going to run there, and we're going to trade with the merchant. So, oh my god, they put auctioning in this game. So one of the cliche thing about these novels, Quincy, is auctions. Like, in most of the stories that you read in cultivation novels, they go through an auction and they buy medicine pills and all this stuff. And then usually there's a fight there or some other bullshit, or somebody, you basically auction out or bid on something that belongs to someone more powerful and he tries to kill you. I'm pretty sure that's going to be something in this game too. So we can buy an auction. Okay, we're going to buy an auction pass to go to an auction for spirit stones, which is the currency in the game. Makes sense. In most novels, spirit stones are the currency because it can be used for power or key. So we're going to trade. Every time the merchants arrive, they will stay for a while, so the player can trade for multiple times. But remember, if a merchant dies in the player sect, all resources will belong to the player sect, but no merchants will come to the sect to trade anymore. So please think twice before you act. So, here's the cool thing. This is interesting. The mechanic behind this is freaking mind-blowing. If you want to trade, this game is called the Amazing Cultivation Simulator, and it is fucking amazing. So, if you want to trade with merchants forever, don't kill your merchants. If a rich merchant comes in, and you decided to say, hey, screw him, you kill him, you become an evil sect, but you will never have a merchant ever again. But you get all his treasure. So, kind of like, it's basically karma. It's stealing. Oh, there's a world map in this game. It's even going further. Going further, looks like there is a massive world to explore. Wow. Wow, look at that. Didn't even know this existed. So we're going to check some locations out. Secret. Drastic changes in the earth and sky have been observed. This game is definitely made by a bunch of guys that have read a lot of novels, understands, you know, a lot of elements to it, and decided to make a game out of it. And it's amazing, way better than a lot of people are saying. Oh, this game is like RimWorld. No, it is way more complex than RimWorld. So far from what I've seen, this game makes RimWorld look almost like a kid's game. And I played RimWorld. I love RimWorld. It's a pretty good game too, but it's pretty easy. It's complex, but not as complex as this. So we're gonna go on an adventure. A small village where most residents make living on farming and hunting. So we're gonna send Dong, Sharu, and when disciples go on an adventure, the target location and time cost is related to disciple stats like their state and adventure speed. The player can send multiple disciples at the same time to the location for adventures. Oh, I'm super addicted, dude. I am super addicted. I'm super impressed with this game. At first, I thought I'm paying. Like, I know nothing about this game. At first, I thought I'm paying for crap. Like, this game, sounds like it's cheap ripoff for a cultivation. Because I read a lot of novels, so I was like, I'll buy it. Something I'll definitely buy. But I didn't expect so much, what do you call it? In-depth mechanics to the game. After establishing a sect, dispatch disciples to the camp. They will continue training for 28 days or until they are wounded. An event will occur every 2 to 4 days while camping, and they can be recalled at any single time. Yeah, that's how much novels I read, my friend. I've read at least 563 novels so far, and I read a lot. A lot. I read ones that aren't really fully translated yet, so I'm always binging between them. There's a lot of good ones, a lot of old ones. Oh, my mind is so mixed up. There's Korean novels, you can read that too. A lot of Korean novels are going the same route. A lot of Japanese novels are doing the same things too. A little bit of cultivation, death and rebirth, BS, MMORPG BS. Goes on and on and on. Alright, we're going to the next level. At least over 500 novels. And I binge them. I don't just read them straight out. Sometimes I read like a couple chapters, move on to the other one. Hey, City of Abundance. So it's a city where various kinds of political buildings can be built and disciples can be recruited. Alright, so we're going to assign them there. Mount South. The main hall represents our power. This is also where the people learn about us. Unlock charity policies. Show our kindness by giving alms. My guess is you like to read too? Yes. Once the player has an agency, they can check and manage the agency. Alright, so power. Pay close attention to this place, which increases the frequency of policy events, but also double the cost. Send agents or disciples to supervise the manual labor. Will gain extra production once in a while. The productivity of field is affected by the farming stats that in mines and spirit stone mines by minerals that oh my god. But there's so much to learn in this game. There's so much tutorial. We're almost 2 hours in. 1 hour and 40 minutes of just going through tutorials. So we're going to claim all the items in the storage. Keep an eye on this place. Mount South. Ancient. Battle his mining, his farming, his social. Got it. Belief. We have, at Mount South, 14,267 disciples. The appeal is very low, and that's the name of our... I can't read Chinese real well. I can't read that. I'm sorry. Read it if it's in English. Once a player has an agency, they can check and manage the agency. Nice. Charity. Baoren led the disciples to the street and started giving alms to passerby. They came across a broken wooden house. Its owner is handicapped and unable to repair it. Inspect the events. Wow. We can use social skill. This game takes hundreds of hours, so it's difficult to form a level 1 golden core. Sweet! This game takes hundreds of hours. Are you serious? Well, that's kind of like the path of cultivation. It takes hundreds of years. That's good stuff. We can socialize, battle, charisma, intelligence, debate or prank, give others food, give spirit stone to mortals, give other woods, give stones to brick, send all disciples with special trait to solve the problem. So we're going to threaten them. Or give them wood. We're going to give them wood. Okay. Charity. We're doing a charity. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If this game takes hundreds of hours, man, dude, it's worth all $25, that's for sure. That's how much the game is going for on Steam right now, is $25. It just got translated to English. But so far, yeah, it's worth every penny I put in. The ancient Baoren thought it was over and decided to use wood to deal with the situation. Baoren grabbed some wood and fixed this place. Everyone seems to approve. Our sect appeals increased at Mount South. Some of the people at Mount South chose to become our followers. As Mount South was on the way up, more followers joined us. Our sect increased. Our follower increased. Went up to 27,146. Ha ha ha. So we got more disciples. Suddenly there is an earthquake in Mount South. Countless mortals are either dead or injured as fear and anxiety spread across the land. Oh no. You know, this is not really the perfect game. This is a really solid game. For me, it's an indie game, and I like it. It's one of those games where you love it. My perfect game right now, to be honest with you, is probably Cyberpunk 2077, and it's a lot of people's perfect game. There's no such thing as a perfect game. A lot of games are always flawed or imperfect. Every game is flawed or imperfect. But I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk more. But I also like this game, and I think this game has become one of my top 10 so far. And I'm just in the tutorial. I just like it because I read a lot of books. Matches. There's an earthquake in 20 days, by the way. The player needs to meet the following requirement before the countdown ends. The event is only completed if the requirements are met before the countdown ends. A number of followers will leave if the event is not completed. The player can use adventures to help finish the special event. Sometimes there are special events in the agency for the player to handle. If handled appropriately, the agency will gain a lot of influence. A large influence helps the player to expand their territory and level up the agency. Agencies can also bring many benefits to the player's sect, such as local output, recruiting disciples, obtaining belief, etc. How many more are there? In this tutorial, learn how to interact with the other sects and trade with them. Lord. Now we gotta learn how to interact and trade. So we're going to world. We're gonna go to Mount Shu. and we're going to visit them. The most bizarre mythical mountains of all, famous for its dangerous meandering walls. Even animals as agile as monkeys cannot climb over it. One of the 10 biggest Taoist heavenly abodes, Carulia. A player needs to give the sect a meeting gift to complete the visit, so please plan a trade area beforehand and select an appropriate trading item. More contents will only be unlocked after the visit is completed. Yes, that's like the novels. To visit a sect, you need to bring gifts. So we're going to bring some sheet music to them. We're going to give it to them. But you have to make sure you have a trading area. So trading areas are keys in this game to giving stuff to people, like merchants and trading. Blue Lotus Temple Senior Disciple has consumed a large amount of lifespan due to tasks in the mortal realm and is facing the end of their life. An elixir is needed to prolong their life, and there is none in the sect right now. Got it. Task. Right, so we'll read the task. And we're gonna, here's the quest item needed by the other sect. The player needs to place the prepared item in the trade area to give it to them. So, life pill. Okay, so we got one automatically. We completed a task for the Blue Lotus Temple. The elder expressed their gratitude and became more connected with us. Obtained 0 connections and 50 favor with Blue Lotus Temple. Got it. Great. And there are many ways to gain connections with other sect, which affect future trade with the sect. Generally, trading with the sect will benefit from more connections with it. Select sect. Trade. Sheet music. Item. Oh, we can rent artifacts. So artifacts are going to be like special powerful items that your sect carries, like flying swords, maybe, I don't know, and painting that can cause water to flood the entire continent, something like that. Just lend it to them, rent it out. They got to pay for it. So we're going to give Ginseng and Blood Talisman. So we're going to trade with each other for materials. Alright, so now we attempt to trade again and confirm. During a sect trade, the player can use attempt trade to estimate the value of the other sect's item, which helps to purchase the item at an appropriate price. Got it. Learn how to enter the location and begin exploration in this tutorial. Oh my god, there's even more stuff. So what have we learned so far? Feng Shui, farming, medicine, crafting, different sects, interaction between them, the world map, quests, adventures. My mind is blown. Alright, so check jurisdiction. We're going to go here. This is on the western borderland lies Mount Nelumbo, with 5 peaks shaped like a Nelumbo lotus as a whole. Thus the name Mount Nelumbo. The Evenfall abode, one of the 10 biggest Taoist heavenly. Okay, we know what that is. We're going to trade with them to gain access. So we have to purchase access in advance to freely enter all locations belonging to the sect, which helps the player explore the other locations of the sect. So we're going to get that, and we're going to give them Earth Flux. Confirm, and it's a deal. Sweet. The red area on the map is where the player has no access to. You can purchase access to the areas that belong to this power. After being unlocked, the area will turn to a normal color, which means the players can enter and explore there. My friends, we are going to Blue Lotus Temple, so we're going to enter. And we're going to send Zhang Long. And we're going to send him in. So we're going to send him in there. Ooh, questing. Players can use the V key to move and explore the map. Awesome. E. V. And we're flying. Yes, we are flying. Mostly in the cultivation world you can fly. Hide the presence. When sneaking, if the eye-shaped icon on the disciple is red, they have a high chance of being spotted by others. If it is yellow, they have a low chance of being spotted. If it is white, they will not be spotted. If there is no eye-shaped icon, it means nobody here is concerned about the disciple's movement. V. The chance of being spotted is very much associated with the disciple's constitution, perception, and also influenced by the distance and differences in state between the disciples and the other characters. Please remember that not all maps are safe. In some maps there will be enemy targets or power. There are also items and buildings in the map to interact with during exploration, which can be used to find out more content. However, collecting an item of another sect when sneaking will have serious consequences if the disciple is spotted. Collect the items. So we're basically in sect territory and we're stealing magical items that has magical powers. Items collected by the player will be shown in this menu. Each disciple can carry 6 kinds of items at most. The players can discard unneeded items by clicking the corresponding button in the item menu. Collected items will be obtained once the disciple safely returns to the sect. Yoink. Player can click leave to leave the current map and return to the sect, but the disciple needs to be safe first. They cannot leave the map if they are in battle. If the disciple's life is threatened, they will also be forced to leave. There are various other locations in the game, but the basic method of exploration is the same. Please be careful exploring the other maps and pay attention to the hidden dangers and opportunities. Oh, now we're going to combat, I think. Alright, so let's check this out. Alright, check the defeat mode in the left to the status menu, okay? Choose the target to attack. Got it. Defense mode. Defensive. Turn on to automatically attack enemies that attack you. Gotcha. Okay, so these are stances. Check the flee mode in the left to the status menu. Okay, so that's running away. They're the most common modes of control during battle. Of course, there are other modes waiting for players to explore in the game. Oh, jeez. There's even more modes. These are just the basics. Alright, so hold down the left mouse button and drag all the disciples in a room. Got it. Got them. Okay, use the hotkey for attack. Wait, the tilt key. That's the tilt key, okay. Oh no, there's an ancient powerful beast or monster. We're gonna have to all attack it. There you go, and then press V. Holy shit. The player can use move and attack at the same time to draw out the battle, and sometimes it can even turn the tide. Gotcha. So we are sending out disciples to battle. We are letting him flee for some odd reason. And then we're going to move him over to here, to a safer place. And then to switch fighters. Oh, injured disciples. Let them leave to safety so that no one dies. Gotcha. And then use the apostrophe for tilde key for attack. We're going to attack the boar. The player can replace the disciples in the team during the battle to continue the fight. Of course, the player can arrange multiple teams to take turns to fight or receive supplies. In battle, the player can change controls in response to different situations to get an advantage over the enemy and prevent the sect from being destroyed. Yes. Oh shit, formations! There's formations in this game? Holy crap. So formation is basically superpowers, like where they form a certain shape and something happens. Maybe a shield will raise up, and maybe a skill will happen, some sort of power. It's an arrangement of humans or items, and when that happens, you can unleash superpowers, which is really cool. So we're creating a formation now. That's sick. Alright. So how does this work? Hidden Blade of Positivity. So we can edit the formation. When editing formation, the players need to set up a pillar first, which can connect to other auxiliaries. There can only be one pillar. Good God. Sword. Base. Incomplete formation. Unable to form formation due to unconnected mysteries. If an edited formation has an auxiliary that is not correctly connected, it will be shown as incomplete. Incomplete formation cannot be formed. Mind of the Sword. Once an edited formation meets the requirements for the truth of formations, it will obtain bonus effects. Different pillars have different truth or formations. So we're going to save this. Once the player has finished editing a formation, quickly save this. Click save to save the newly formed formation. Okay. Once a complete formation has been edited and saved, the players can appoint characters to this formation and be prepared to form it. You can download formations from other people. That's cool. Alright, so we got bond, sword, sharpened sword, positive sword, positivity. God, that is complex as hell. What the hell? So metal, the concentrated sword, metal, metal, earth, boom. So we're going to send people to the formation that matches the element. Size is determined by the number of nodes in a formation. The more nodes in a formation, the bigger its size. The ability of the pillar character determines the maximum formation size. If a character is hosting a formation whose size surpasses their ability, the formation stability will be greatly reduced. Otherwise, it will be increased. Adjusted current formation stability is 20. This tutorial is enough to play for a day. Yes, it's almost 2 hours of tutorial. Man, I'm already tired of talking. Once the formation is complete, the members have been allocated. The players can form the formation activated. Alright, so we're going to send him, and we're going to form the formation. Form the formation. Oh, shit. Formation details. Form the formation. Oh! They created a shield. Here are some skills. Heavenly Panacea. Alright, we're going to lock the formation. Tutorial formation. The players can arrange and combine different features to form a more suitable and powerful formation, and even master an ancient formation. Different formations will have different effects, waiting for players to explore. So this tutorial will not explain how to edit any other formations. Damn you. It won't teach me the formations. I'm going to have to create my own formations, or maybe go online and download some formations right there. Whew. That's intense. Formations are really cool. Maybe add buffs to the whole party. Maybe it'll do some cool spells. We don't know. I don't know. I haven't played this game before. In this tutorial, learn the influence of mysterious caverns and show how to use feng shui relics to suppress them. Alright. The increasingly frequent earthquake in your sect suddenly stopped recently, and at the same time a mysterious cavern appeared on the ground. Ancient cultivators are starting to appear in this realm more often. Maybe you can ask them for information. Alright, so a mysterious cavern, has appeared. It's a special secret event, so we're going to go ahead and go there. There are many ways to handle a mysterious cavern, but for late stage players who are still not sure what to do, choose feng shui relics to suppress it. As the other methods require deeper understanding of the game, this tutorial will not go into details. Jish. So relics. Identified feng shui relic will have a detailed description. The players need to refer to the description and place it in the right spot to correctly activate the relic. Once it's activated, it will instantaneously make the room very auspicious. We're going to place it right here. So we can check the changes in the room here. Got it. What happened? So we can suppress the event. When the player successfully suppresses the mysterious cavern, the flood dragon in slumber will also be effectively subdued, and the player can use the window of time to improve the disciple's ability in order to destroy it sooner. Uh-oh. There's a flood dragon in there? Oh, shit. There's a dragon inside the cavern, and if it comes out, it'll probably destroy our sect. Everything in this game seems like it's going to destroy our sect. In this tutorial, learn how to inspect the basic info on ancient beasts and use it to engage in battle with these beasts. Dragons and phoenix and demons. Oh my. This tutorial, learn how to inspect the basic info on ancient beasts and use it to engage in battle with these beasts. Uh-oh. Alright. What to do? Secret. Ancient beast. Oh, there is a phoenix in this game. And torch dragon. Right now we have a floor dragon. It should be flood dragon, by the way. I think they misspelled floor. Or flood. Floor dragon causes eruption of underground water veins, dealing damage to the target and turning the area into shallow water. Floor dragons draw power from ancient water and summon thunder strikes to deal damage to the target. It uses dragon might to force nearby animals to attack. If floor dragon's key dropped to 75% or less, it will absorb all water steam from the location to stack the power of water spirit to transform into a true dragon, which is bad, really bad. Because a true dragon becomes an evil entity that's more powerful, and then it has water forms and stuff. Holy shit. It's a water element, right? So it's more susceptible to earth damage. The player can encounter the other ancient beasts through different methods in the game, which will not be listed here in details. Damn. Click the flood dragon. Focus. What? Oh my god. It's got 625,000 health for each part. Oh, look at the horns. The horns are 930,000 health. We're going to send a master with an artifact. The master will fight the dragon. Get killed by the dragon every time? Is that what happens to you? Sheesh. Each player uses different controls and strategies in battle, so this tutorial will not go into detail about the battles, which the player can experience in the game. Once the boss is defeated, there will be different remains from the body, which can be searched for spoils. More body parts destroyed means more spoils to be obtained. Nice! Kind of like Monster Hunter. Oh, we don't even get to fight him. Learn how to quickly acquire food in an extremely difficult environment. We get to see the dragon and be like, whoa, that's cool. In this tutorial, learn how to quickly acquire food in an extremely difficult environment. If the food storage is insufficient, the disciples in the player sect may slowly starve to death. So the players needs to respond to this emergency, like going on adventures to obtain food. So we're going to go to Namping village and we're going to go for food. Bull meat and beef. So we're going to go on adventures. Alright, we're sending him out. Sending him out. Confirm. Use the slider to repeat the adventures. Numerous times, 45 times, maybe 30 times. Alright, let's go 30 times. The player can simultaneously send multiple disciples on adventures and use repeat adventure for both lower the need of food in the sect and increase the output of food by adventures in the period of time. The player can then wait for the disciples to bring back food. In this tutorial, learn some extreme weather in the game and how to handle them. Are you serious? Oh yeah, that's right, there is seasons in this game. Extreme weathers are, I guess, winter? I'm gonna learn everything about this game, damn it. I'm gonna become a professional cultivist. When extreme weather happens in the player sect, the player can check the weather icon on the top left to see its duration. The player needs to adjust their strategy in time to handle the situation. Alright, winter, 13 days remaining, negative 47 degrees Celsius. Alright, Yanchun. Its ideal temperature is 68 to 185 degrees Celsius, but right now, looks like she's dying because the tolerance temperature. Oh, okay, hold on. So that's the temperature. When the disciple in the sect is uncomfortable due to extreme weather, it may cause injuries, and the disciple may die if the injuries are too severe. Need to equip a talisman of something. I haven't heard a lot of sound from this game. Is it like really generally this quiet with music? Need more sound effects. A disciple can equip a talisman or use other methods to increase their temperature, which is the most direct way to deal with extreme weathers. There may be many buildings or items that can increase the temperature in an area. The player can use them smartly to deal with extreme temperatures or weather. There are more than one ways of extreme weather. One types of extreme weather. The player needs to use the items in the game wisely to better handle the other types of extreme weather. In this tutorial, learn what Talisman of Invisibility is used for and how to use it to lower reputation. Huh? Oh, that's right. The higher our reputation is, the more reputation will invite stronger enemies to attack. Yes, that makes sense. So we want to lower it. Now I understand. So we need to obtain, which is basically something from novels. If you read them, usually the main powerful guy tries to stay as anonymous as possible, but they always get figured out. You know how like all of a sudden they gain this reputation. They're like, oh my god, this guy just killed 5 guys in a row. Guess what, everybody? Let's send the strongest guy after him. And they'll send like 100 people after him, and he'll have to hide until his reputation goes down. I like that. That's really cool. That's interesting. So we have to use the Talisman of Invisibility. Alright, so we're going to send this guy to equip this talisman and bring down our reputation. So we're going to fly over there. Oh, what is that thing? I don't even know what it is. Reputation to some extent affects the player's sect, so the player can make use of the Talisman of Invisibility to lower the obtained reputation in order to manage the sect's reputation. Learn about the common hotkeys and how to customize hotkeys in the tutorial. Alright, so we're going to learn about hotkeys now. There's probably a lot. B for build, V for travel. Alright, so here's the hotkeys everybody can take a look at if you're checking out the game. Tilde key is to attack. I'm going to leave it default because I don't want different keys. I want to learn pause and stop. These keys are not bad. They're good already. Target team, select multiple teams. Work menu. Formations. Easy enough. F1 to eat. F2 to equip. Control 1 to group them. Okay. Numpad 1. Uh-oh. And tilde key. Holy shit, it's a monster. We're gonna go ahead and press V to attack him, and then click the destination. There are many controls that can be done by hotkeys. The player can adjust them according to their habits. The player can place the cursor on the button to check the other hotkeys. So this tutorial will not go into details about them. No, we'll just give you a taste of different things, so you have to figure it out yourself. That's how this game is played. In this tutorial, learn some of the common batch tasks in the game and how to issue them. Okay? Onward. So we're going to learn how to do multiple tasks for many different characters. Okay, so boom. We're going to eat. Hold down shift key to select multiple targets. To eat. Boom, boom, boom. Right click to cancel it. Or the cancel button. What's going on? Oh, drag and select target while holding control to issue a rebuild. This player can use ban and batch to ban some of the items that are not currently needed. Cancel ban, got it. Rebuild damaged buildings. Okay, how do we do that? Demolish. Boom. Ah. Once the player uses rebuild and batch, the outer disciples scheduled for construction will automatically go into damaged buildings and rebuild them. Interesting. There's hotkeys for everything. In this tutorial, learn how to quickly expand the various areas and buildings and use area expansion to inherit the area stat. Alright. Let's see how this works. Expand storage. When the storage hits full capacity, the player can expand the area of storage to increase its capacity. So we hit B, and we hit area, and we hit storage, and we're just going to draw over it, I guess. Oh, so that's how you expand it. That makes sense. Wait, hold on. Let me watch this little... What the? Oh, there you go. Wants it done exactly like this. Filter it. Storage area. An expanded storage will keep the filter settings of the original storage. When the area of the field can no longer satisfy the inner disciple's need, the player can expand the field to increase the acreage of the area for plants. Okay? So we're going to increase the field, press B, drag over it, and it's going to increase the field. Easy. Grow plants. There are similar areas in the game that can be expanded in this way, so that this tutorial will not go into details about them. I like how this game is not holding your hands. It's like, hey, yeah, this is how you do this, but you're going to have to learn the advanced stuff yourself, because that's going to be up to you. It's like you're going through real-life cultivation just to play this game. Oh, I finished the tutorial! Holy shit! 2 hours and 17 minutes to finish the entire tutorial. Amazing. And, you know, it's got cool menus, I guess, different arts that the game went through, different music. But the new one is the best. This is amazing. Whoever drew this entire thing right here, I love the art. The codex tells you everything about the magic, the cultivation method, stuff that you discover in the game. There's over 400, at least 400 achievements in this game. There's 41 different types of weather. I can't read that. Oh no. Need some English. Remember to get a good night's sleep before you play video games, bruh. I've yet sleep. Wow, you can just chat with people and leave informations about stuff for them. Double bed when you find that special. Bow chica. When you find that special someone, please take a break for your next comment. No! You can play this game in the building mode. So what did I learn so far? I learned the basics. I've learned the cultivation. I've learned the developments of the land. And I've learned the advanced stuff, which is the keys. And I'm so tired of talking. I need a break. What time is it? Like 3 in the morning. Sheesh. What is Epilogue? Oh! Immortals, Cultivators, Mortal, Reincarnators, Endgame. Oh my god. So you can rewatch everything from this game that happens in this game here. There are mods for this game. But unfortunately, I don't understand any of them at all. So we have to join Discord to understand the mods. They look really cool though. It looks like there's hundreds of mods in the game already. Wow. So after you're done playing the main game, mod it up. So I'm just checking it out a little bit. I just wanted to do this video to show you guys the tutorial, and then I'm going to begin playing the game in maybe 15-20 minutes because I need a little bit of a break. This whole tutorial took a lot of time. The young lady is a true lovely. Yes. Yes, she is. Alright, there's only 3 English mods right now. I'm going to start modding. New traits, new pills, new manuals to do. More traits, more pills, more items, more events. Give the mods real name. At least one new path. I think I'll wait for this to upgrade before I add it in. This one is introduction. Additional grids such as concentration of key, soil fertility, attractiveness of surroundings, and intensity of light. The key gathering display shows whenever a key gathering item changes positions. No, it has always been an unofficial translation. This is an official translation. So what you played before has been unofficial translation stuff. We'll go ahead and put that in too. I've never played this game before, so I don't know any of that. But yeah, it's on Steam now for like 25 bucks. It just came out. So this is an officially translated game now, which is awesome. And now we can mod our game. And it seems like these mods are pretty good stuff because I want more information. How do I activate it? It's inactive. I don't know how to activate it. Does anyone know how to activate the mod? Maybe we gotta restart the game. Let me see. Yeah, I like this game a lot. From what I've seen in the tutorial, I really like the way the game is set up. I'm going to fix this mod problem. I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. I'm going to stop this video and let it render because it's been a 2-hour tutorial, and we're going to rename this to learning the game. Alright, and then we'll be right back in about 15 minutes or so. Click the center. I'll be right back, Nick. I'm going to take a break a bit and get something to chow on and get some drinks. And I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes, or maybe less than that. And we're going to start a new stream, and we're gonna play the game for real, okay? So I'll be right back.